here is a box, and the box's name is Stuart. We recently had in a big gaming bundle, lots of lovely boxes. I have no idea what's in these. The customer brought them in recently into the shop, so we're going to go through it together, have a look, and see what goodies await. At a guess, N64 plus games, possibly the console, most likely N64 games. We shall open it up and have a look. Ooh, there's some nice stuff in here. To start, Pokemon Snap. The Switch version, the second one, the spiritual successor, I suppose, recently came out. It's a bit of a classic. Everyone remembers. You go around, you take pictures of Pokemon in their natural habitat. It's all lovely and jolly and beautiful. Look at the graphics on that. Amazing. Ooh, Pokemon Stadium 2 as well. This is quite an expensive one from what I remember. There were two, of course, both on N64. This one was pretty much the same, except it had Generation 2 Pokemon. It's basically a battling game where you fight, but very good. I say very good. Better graphics, more 3D rendered graphics for its time. That's a nice one. Everyone loves Gen 2 Pokemon. Oh, Lugia. Other ones. It's all lovely. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. The box is a little bit knackered on this one. This is actually a SNES. It's not an N64. That's nice. You've never played it, I recommend it. These often came with a map. I believe it's this one here. So it's got the map in it as well, look. We have the Player's Choice Banjo-Kazooie. It's a shame about the label there, that's a shame. Banjo-Kazooie is always a popular one. It's always a lot of fun. I believe they added these characters onto Super Smash Bros. Ultimate most recently, so that's pretty good. That's a nice little one to enjoy. Oh, look at the witch's face on that. What a beautiful lady. How lovely. Sonic Advance 2 on the Game Boy Advance. Originally £34.99. I'm sure it's worth a lot less now. It's a Sonic game on the Game Boy Advance. Pretty straightforward. Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy Advance. This is a nice one. I've just noticed look how long the legs are on that one at the back. And there's old Grandpa. I don't know. I haven't really played much in terms of Donkey Kong, but some of the characters. Super Mario Bros. NES Classic. For the Game Boy Advance again. It's the original Super Mario Brothers on the Game Boy. Can't really go wrong with it. Mario Kart Super Circuit. Adventuring into the handheld market on Mario Kart. From what I remember, a lot of fun. Crew Rin. This is one I had when I was little. Wow, look at that. You're basically a spinny thing and you went around different mazes. It was okay. We see it quite a bit in the shop, actually. It's a bit of a common one, surprisingly, considering it's like literally a pole and it spins around. That's about it. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow. Tax-free as well. It's what you want in your games, tax-free. Yeah, 7+. I don't really understand why Tom Clancy decided to go into the Game Boy market, per se. I don't really remember these very much. I'm assuming that they weren't great or they didn't sell well. I haven't played that one, so it might be worth having a look at it. The actual Game Boy Advance itself, in the nice purple. I don't know if they classed it as purple. It might be classed as indigo. The GameCube's classed as indigo, so this one might be as well. That's a nice little box on that. The Hobbit, the prelude to the Lord of the Rings. This one was also on PS2 from what I remember. I don't know in terms of other consoles what it was on. It's very sort of 2D rendered. You know, it's very Game Boy Advance-y for its time. Wow, look at Gollum on the back of that. Wow. He looks genuinely quite ominous. That's quite disturbing. Legend of Zelda, Majira's Mask, with a free HMV CD wallet when you buy this game. I was reading that upside down. That's a nice one. You haven't played Majira's Mask? It's, personally, I'd say it's not as good as Ocarina of Time. If you haven't played either one, I'd recommend Ocarina. But Majira's Mask is alright. It's pretty similar in basis, but yeah, it was a bit of a follow-on. I personally believe Ocarina of Time did a lot more to the franchise in terms of pushing it forward, in terms of evolution. But Majira's Mask is a good one. Ooh. Pokemon Ruby, Gen 3 of Pokemon. It was, I believe, the first game, Sapphire and Ruby, where you couldn't catch them all. They didn't put all the games in the game. They didn't put all the games in. That's not right. They didn't put all the Pokemon in the game. So $29.99 originally. I'm sure it's worth a little bit more now. That's a nice one. I like the holographic-y stuff on the boxes. Very nice. Very nice. These are all in very nice condition. I like these. I've just seen Sapphires in the box as well. But Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, again, one I haven't played. I wouldn't mind having a go at that. But yeah, I like the artwork. It's cool. There you go, Pokemon Sapphire again. Lovely box. Lovely condition for it. Very nice. Link's Awakening on the Game Boy, a Nintendo Classics red box as well. It's very nice. You haven't played Link's Awakening? They recently just redid it for the Switch. It's black and white, very Game Boy-esque. The instruction manual for The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. I'm assuming the game is in here somewhere. Game Boy Advance in white. Oh, that's a bit manky. That's a shame. A bit manky there as well. Connected to your GameCube. Fruity. Now we're getting to the creamiest stuff. Premier Manager 2003 to 2004. What game was better than this? That's all I've got to say about it. I don't know who the people are on the front. I'm not the biggest football fan. They're very intensely looking at some paper. Just like you would very intensely look at this game as you play it. Delightful. Super Mario All-Stars, sadly, with a very crushed box. Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, Mario All-Stars, it's Super Mario Bros. 1, 2 and 3, from what I remember. Oh, and I believe the Lost Levels as well. Yes, there you go. Oh, we have some weird stuff down here. Got more manuals. Super Mario Land, Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, and The Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings on the Game Boy Advance. And then... oh, okay. A little bit left wing. A Commodore 64 tape deck. That actually explains a lot, because I will show you something in a minute that this will go with. The button goes down. So do these ones. Yeah. Data set. It allows you to play the cassettes of the Commodore 64. These take a long time to boot up. About 15 to 20 minutes. So the next time you complain about your PS4, PS5 games loading times, remember, people in the 80s had it a lot more difficult. What else have we got then? We have a third party, what looks to be a SNES controller. Third party. Buttons are okay. It's a Logic 3. They tend to do relatively okay third party gear. There's another one here as well. An SN Pro pad. Ooh. Ooh. This is a child's rattle. Yeah, I never really understood why you need these buttons up here for various things. I don't know why. Yeah, that doesn't feel as nice as the other one. A Nintendo bag. What have we got in here? Ah! Okay, we have stuff in here. 42 all-time classics. Yeah. Bubble Dizzy for the Commodore 64. Yeah. Kirby's Pinball Land. Yeah. A GameCube memory card. Yeah. What I would assume is a PS2 memory card, third party. Sight training on the Nintendo DS. How lovely. That's that. Oh, there's another one. Oh, brain training. Yeah, everyone's got brain training. The amount of times we see brain training come in the shop is unbelievable. We see it all the time. Pretty much every single DS in the entire world came with a copy of Brain Training. Hello. Ooh. If you don't know what this is an expansion pack for the Nintendo 64. There were a few games that actually required to have this. It basically expands your memory, allows you to play various different games. For example, Majira's Mask, I believe, requires this. These are quite expensive these days. They normally go for about £30 to £40 from what I remember. They're quite difficult to come by as well, especially just loose like this. Normally you have to get them with a game. because they would have been bundled in with the game. So to find them loose, that's a nice find. What else have we got in here? The Trainer's Guide to Pokemon Crystal. So you walk through for Pokemon Crystal. Shame we haven't found the game yet. I wouldn't mind finding the game. It's a nice game. It's personally probably my favourite Pokemon game, actually, Pokemon Crystal. It's definitely Gen 2's my favourite. Floppy Wii remote controller, protective case. Oh, oh, wow. I'm assuming, is this PS2? PS1? It is PS1. This is a very cheaply made third-party PlayStation 1 controller. That's quite disgusting. The plastic's like slightly translucent. Oh, it's got buttons on the back. That's a strange one. What did I say? Slow and turbo. Every third-party controller ever made has a turbo button, and I have absolutely no idea what it does, and I don't know why. You don't need it. You've got all your buttons there. What's the problem? Well, apart from the joysticks, but that came in the later models of the PS1, so we won't consider that right now. Yeah, that's quite horrible, and I want to burn it. Made by a company called Blaze. Don't know if they're still operating. Got little lights on there as well, that's quite cool. Be interested to see if they still operate. Levery thing for the N64 to get out your expansion pack. It's always quite useful to have. A Wii nunchuck. Everyone's seen a Wii nunchuck, haven't they? And some Xbox 360 controllers as well. Pretty straightforward stuff. Right, on to the next box. As you can see, this box is not called Stuart. He sadly did not give this box a name. Alright, nice start. The Adventure of Link, NES Classic. That is the second Legend of Zelda game. It originally came out on the NES. Lot of fun. Play your Zelda games any way you want. Can't go wrong. Super Monkey Ball Jr. I've just seen that. That's an interesting one. We'll get to that in a bit. Super Monkey Ball Jr. on the Game Boy. It's a Super Monkey Ball game. The Adventures of Bayou Billy on the NES. This is an interesting one. I wouldn't mind having a look at this. It looks a little bit like... £12 originally. It was looking a little bit like Castlevania. There's a helicopter in there as well. Nice little helicopter. You're a raging Cajun on the tail of a swamp rat. For the first time ever, 3 of the most awesome action video experiences explode into one mean swamp stomping adventure. I should have worn my glasses for this because this is quite difficult to read. From zapping mobsters and wrestling gators in muddy marshes to chasing through the streets of New Orleans, driving and shooting in your road-hugging four-wheel drive Doom machine, you're up against it all. So it's basically Crocodile Dundee meets Castlevania from what I can tell. In terms of gameplay, it looks a bit Castlevania-y, but I could be wrong. But definitely Crocodile Dundee style, isn't it? Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on, funnily enough, the Game Boy Advance. I haven't really played many Final Fantasy games, to be honest with you. I've played through Final Fantasy 7, I've played 7 Remake. To be honest, that's about it. Final Fantasy didn't overly appeal to me, and to be honest, I wish I had got more into it. I know a lot of people say it's really good. We do have a lot of fans of it come into the shop. The Castlevania Adventure. Haven't played that one. We'll have to have a look at it. It's pretty cool. I like Castlevania. I highly recommend watching the Netflix series. It is very adult themed. I will say that, so don't show T-kids. But highly recommend it. Very good acting, nice animation. They're about to release the final season. If not, they have just released the final season, depending on when this video goes out. I highly recommend watching it. Good story. A bit of humour in it as well. The humour's nice. I like it. The Legend of Zelda on the NES. Again, handheld Zelda, the original game for your Game Boy. Can't go wrong with it. I'm not even going to say anything about that. Let's be honest, if you haven't played with Tetris, where have you been? A boxed Wiimote with the Motion Plus built in. That's pretty cool. It's not often you see the box. It's in nice condition as well. Wii stuff has shot up during COVID, during lockdown and all that. People want to exercise more at home. A Nintendo DS Lite in red. Yeah, it's a DS. Again, if you've never used a DS, where realistically have you been? it's a DS. You know, everyone had them. I believe they're the second best-selling games console of all time behind the PlayStation 2, so you tell me. Yellow Game Boy original, and sadly quite damaged with the writing, the wording. That's a shame. The problem with these is it was a bit grubby as well. The battery compartments. Oh no, that one's quite clean. You often see a lot of corroded battery compartments where the batteries have leaked and whatnot. This one's quite clean, which is good. Again, it needs a bit of a clean. But hopefully we can do a bit of a refurbishment on that. Shame about the lettering again, but the screen seems to be in okay condition, so that's alright. Not too bad. We have... Ooh! We have this. Streets... Is this a real cartridge? It is a real cartridge. Okay. Streets of Rage 3 on the Sega Mega Drive. This game is quite rare from what I remember. Loose cartridges go for about £60, £60 to £70. So we'll have a look at that and see what the deal is with it. But the box games are worth a lot. It's over 100. I believe it's between 1 and 200. So, yeah, Streets of Rage 3. It's a good one. Mercs. Haven't played that one. It looks very 80s, jacked up people everywhere, 80s and 90s, very macho. I like the guy here. Ah, he has died. Yeah, very war-esque. Sonic the Hedgehog. It's Sonic the Hedgehog. Mutant Football League. That's interesting. Might have to plug that into a Mega Drive at some point and see what that plays like. That's quite cool. Interestingly, it says it's a Sega Genesis game on the back, so I don't know if that's Mega Drive or not. That might be a USA cartridge. These boxes are very strange. What have we got here then? Final Fantasy Origins on the PS1. Very nice, very nice. Witness the birth of a phenomenon. Return to the true origins of one of the most popular game series ever created. Yeah, you're not wrong, yeah, it's very, very popular. It's got a big following. Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 2 were the foundation... Oh, so it's the first two games. It's Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 2 on the game. Ah, I see, I see. I love the artwork. The artwork is great. Tell you what, all the Japanese games, they always seem to have better artwork than the games produced in America and the Western world. The artwork is so, so good. I say that. That's not exactly true because Atari's artwork I personally believe is the best ever done for any games genre ever, but you know, that's beside the point. Final Fantasy VII, iconic, one of the best games on the PS1, hands down. As I said earlier, I've played it, really enjoyed it, played the remake. Remake's very solid as well. Final Fantasy IX as well. I haven't played this one. I wouldn't mind having a go on that though. There's a lot of Final Fantasy in here. Right, Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VIII, look at this. Final Fantasy Anthology, Final Fantasy 1 and 2, Dawn of Souls, and I think that they were a Final Fantasy fan. Don't know about you, but I think they probably were. The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap, that's a good one. Personally, I think it's quite underrated, the Minish Cap. A lot of people forget about it. I think it's that Game Boy Advance thing, isn't it? Where, you know, it wasn't a home console game, so it's forgotten about a bit more. But it's from around the same time as the Wind Waker, which was, you know, Zelda on the GameCube at the time. Personally, I love Wind Waker. I really, really enjoy Wind Waker. The animation style is so good, and it's actually 20 years old now, Wind Waker. You know, if you play it today, you can see that it holds up really well. But, yeah, Minish Cap, I personally think it's quite underrated. I quite enjoy it. Donkey Kong Country on the SNES, bit of a tatty box. We have some Xbox One games. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, The Outer Worlds, Jedi Fallen Order. Go on, let's do the obvious. A Binatone. A Binatone. I have a Binatone in my collection, not this specific one. Licensed by Magnavox USA. Magnavox, they produce the world's first ever games console. We will be doing a video on the Odyssey, which is the world's first games console, later on down the line. We also have a Magnavox Odyssey 2, otherwise known as a Philips G7000 video pack computer, which is a bit of a mouthful. Yeah, they're pretty nice. They're basically, You know, the TV Master Mark 10. Do you think they saturated the market much? 10 game black and white TV game. 10 separate push buttons for game selection. Games include football, ice hockey, grid ball, basketball solo, basketball, tennis, squash, squash solo, plus 2 built-in remote control shooting games. So yeah, it's basically one of those, I'm assuming it's generation... It's either the first or second generation, I would have assumed, with it's being a Binatone. Possibly first gen, as all the games are built in. It didn't really have interchangeable cartridges. The Atari 2600 was the most iconic game from the second generation of gaming. I would assume that this would have been before it, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Oh. Zumba Fitness. Oh, and another one. Ds Lite in white. Oh, it's a bit grubby. Oh, I wonder if it turns on. Oh, it does. It's got a game in it. No, there's not a game in it. That's a shame. Beep, 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 beep. We have some loose Nintendo 64 games. What have we got then? Mario Kart 64. Super Mario 64. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. There we go. Everyone had this. Oh, actually. And GoldenEye 007 as well. GoldenEye 64. 4 very solid N64 games there. I like all of those. They are nice. We have Wii Fit and Wii Fit Plus. Everyone had a Wii Fit board, let's be honest, because everyone had a Wii. Yeah, they're okay for their time, I suppose. They're not too bad. Not too bad at all. Better than Zumba Fitness, at least. Skyrim, I'm sure the original owner put thousands of hours into Skyrim. Who didn't? Red Dead Redemption, very good game from that generation of gaming, Xbox and PS3. Very good, recommend it. Second one also very good on the PS4 and Xbox One. Bioshock. Bioshock 2. Bioshock Infinite. I've never played the Bioshock games. I know it has some diehard fans. Fair enough, I say. It's a bit steampunky. People like steampunky stuff. You can't go wrong with it. I do like the holographic stuff they used on the Bioshock 2 box. It's very cool. Finally, in this box, we have some... Oh, no, we don't. We have a sneaky copy of FIFA 04 on the GameCube hidden within the PS2 games. Naughty. Naughty, naughty, naughty. You're worth nothing. Go away. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Yep, alright. Smash Court Tennis. Ratchet and Clank Locked and Loaded. Everyone loves Ratchet and Clank, the first one. And the third one. Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. A very fun game. If you haven't played this, it's a lot of fun. The Lord of the Rings games on the PS2, they're pretty good. They're not too bad at all. Total Club Manager. Pro Evolution Soccer. 24 the game. Ah, I had this one when I was little. Robot Wars Arenas of Destruction. This one, you could like design your own robot on Robot Wars. I completely forgot this game existed. You could design your own robot and then you could use it and battle it in arenas and stuff. That's a lot of fun. If you ever watched the original show from the early 2000s, I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure a lot of other people did as well. They tried bringing it back with Dara O'Brien instead of Craig Charles later on in the 2010s. It was okay, but the original robot called Razor got demolished in the most recent series, which is a shame because it was like world champion in the early 2000s. Yeah, it didn't really work out, the new one, but that game's a lot of fun. Call of Duty 2, big red one. It's one of the early Call of Duties. I like it. Not as good as World at War, but it's alright. That's about all of the ones in this box. Right, we have one more box. But before we go on to that box, I'm just going to show you the boxed games that came with this bundle. We had the SNES with Super Mario World. Nice box, good condition. And we also had, as I showed earlier, we had a data cassette player for the Commodore 64. Here is the Commodore 64 itself in all its blocky 1980s computery glory. What's on the back? Oh, many words, many words. I don't want to read all of that. But it's one of the old computers from the 80s. A lot of people will remember these alongside the ZX Spectrum and the Atari ST. It's very iconic. It was, I believe it's classed as the best-selling computer of all time, from what I last looked at. I could be wrong, mainly because computers these days, you know, it's all the same software, but it's different computers and whatnot. The Commodore, it was the big computer from America at the time. It sold very well. It had a lot of followers. Yeah, and of course the same software. People liked it more than anything else. And finally, if you'll just excuse me, I've got games everywhere. Oh, it's so messy. Oh, we have a black Nintendo Wii with Mario Kart and Motion Plus and a steering wheel. Right, on to the third and final box. The last box. Judging by the weight and what appears to be an Xbox 360, I can deduce that this is probably full of games consoles. In fact, that's a Sega Mega Drive as well. So, let's start digging, shall we? Oh, okay, this has some of the attachments. Xbox 360. I'm sure it's probably got the Red Ring of Death, which Xbox 360 doesn't in this day and age. 120 gig hard drive, and the little Wi-Fi routery thing as well that you could connect onto the earlier models that allowed you, I believe, to connect to the Wi-Fi. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Bubbles everywhere. Oh, so many cables. Oh no. Sega Mega Drive. If you never had a chance to buy the classic version, we did do a quick little review of it a few years ago, or a year or two ago, can't remember. Very nice. I like the classic version as well, some good games on it. I do like the Sega Mega Drive. It did well for its time, some great games on it. Sad it's a bit yellow in there, but it's a nice one. It's a good, solid console. We hardly ever see faulty Sega Mega Drives, unlike these, to be honest. We do see some faulty ones of these. Standard one in there. Always check to see if the expansion's in there. If it's a standard one, you never know. Nintendo 64, massive power supply. Big chonky thing goes in there like that. Yeah, they can be a little bit temperamental. They're okay though. I like the N64. The console's nice. Personally, I hate the controller. It's so icky, you need 3 hands to play it. What else have we got? Oh, a PlayStation 2. A big, chonky, fat PlayStation 2. It's a bit grimy. Yeah. PlayStation 2. Little known thing about these, people always don't... A lot of people don't know this, surprisingly, but if you want it on its sides, you can have it on its side like that. But if you want it stood upright, you can turn this so it points in the right direction. I know a lot of people don't care, but I like it. I like that little feature. It's a bit grimy. Pretty robust things. Best selling console of all time, of course. You can't go wrong with it. What have we got then? Let's go dig in. Nintendo 64 power supply. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is the headset. These are Turtle Beaches. They look like they're Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Turtle Beaches. I'm not going to put them on. I don't know where they've been. Not saying anything bad about the person who dropped these off, of course, but, you know, we tend not to use, or even buy or sell pre-owned headsets as a general rule, just for hygiene reasons more than anything else. PlayStation 2 controllers. I'll tell you what, this is going to take a lot of digging through. There's the manky N64 controller that a lot of people know and hate. This goes really wonky occasionally. Quite an easy fix, I believe, but the joysticks weren't great on these. Power brick for a Xbox 360. And the majority of the rest, it looks like, is controllers more than anything else. Nice red one for the N64. Mega Drive power supply. These are quite difficult to come across these days. They're actually worth a little bit of money. Everything else, pretty straightforward, really. So there you go. A lot of gaming stuff. Some good games, some bad games. And of course, Zumba Fitness for the Wii.